I feel like when you guys are like, oh, looks isn't important to me, but that's not true. Because if this dude was 5'4", maybe 5'6", but he's financially stable, he's kind, and he's maybe a little bit round.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be a deal breaker.
That would be a deal breaker for her.
It might be a deal breaker for me.
Well, she doesn't like the round part because of health.
Welcome to the Real and Relatable podcast, where no topic is off limits. We're the girlfriends that keep it real and give you different perspectives, because we know one way isn't always the right way. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real and Relatable podcast. My name is Cash.
I'm MB.
I'm Ma.
I'm LC. This is Dolce Vita.
We're very happy to have you here today. Excited about our episode. Today, we're talking about dating within your league, staying within your league. So I have actually some friends, and sometimes we can find ourselves doing this ourselves, right? Where we know what kind of a person we like, a partner, right? What we're attracted to. Maybe the lifestyle that they lead, does it match with ours? Do we have similar values? But as they say, men are creatures of visual senses, but women are too, right? We want to be with someone that we're attracted to. So I do know some acquaintances, both men and women, and I have noticed, and other people have noticed, they have stayed single for a long time, but they really just want to date bombshells. They really want to date 11s.
When they're...
Yeah, and these acquaintances are...
And these acquaintances are very average. What is average?
Average is five.
Five is average.
5 is mathematically average, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a scale of 10, yes.
On a scale of 10?
Yeah.
And oftentimes I say 6 or 7 to be nice.
Oh my, no.
It's not all about looks. It's not all about looks. When people rate just to rate, it without knowing somebody, it is just visual.
Yeah.
Is what she's saying. You know, once you get to know them, you could fall in love with them because they grow cuter.
Yeah.
Well, yes, you can throw in
100%.
personality, education.
So
career,
when you're referring to dating within your lane, does it encompass looks, finance, status?
You know, that's a great question. I think that first off, we're gonna talk about looks first because this could get so complex.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Like this could get so complex. So just sticking to looks, do you think that my acquaintances people should lower their, no, I hate saying lower your standards.
No,
There is such a thing as having unrealistic expectation. And so this person, if they can't find somebody, because you mentioned that they've been single a long time because they keep looking for that 11.
Yeah.
You know, they're going way,
and she's
out,
11.
way out of their range. It takes maturity to kind of realize, hey, you know what? I'm being unrealistic. Yes, of course, looks is important because that's kind of that attraction, the beginning of a relationship. But in order to have a real relationship, you need more than just looks. And so this person probably just needs to become a little bit more mature and understand that it takes more than just looks.
You know what? I love what you just said, Elsie. I love how you associated that with maturity. Because you're right. If you think about it, if somebody is just like, I really want a hot girl or I really want a hot man, I need to be attracted. He needs to be hot, 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 hot. It's kind of like, whoa, you're very vain. And first of all, that shows where your priorities are.
And what are you bringing to the table? I think when you're expecting a bombshell, I would also challenge you to look at yourself and be like, what do you bring
at
to
that
the
level?
table?
But you know what? I always think like it's you can only attract a person that's at your level. Looks, financially, education, or whatever. It's very difficult to go above your level, right? So if you don't have the looks, you're kind of you don't expect a bombshell if you don't look that good, unless you're making up for it with like
Status,
yeah.
finance, yeah.
That's like the equalizer, right? For men and women. Women is like beauty and men is like finance,
Yeah.
right? If you are not good looking, make sure you're very successful if you want that 10, 11.
But what about women? What if they're not good looking? How do they make up for that?
They better make a lot of money too.
But
No,
I feel like guys don't care about money.
Some do.
Yeah, those are called dusty dudes.
Yes.
But
I
sorry.
think most men don't care for money because of the fact that they understand that they're the ones that needs to be the provider. I don't think money has ever really enticed most men. I don't know if that's a
I
bold
agree. Most
statement.
men.
Most men,
But
yeah.
some-
Most men.
Yeah.
Few.
You mean the broke ones?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Those.
What I'm asking is that, guys, they can make up for their looks with, finance, right? Women can make up for their look with anything, right? Because it doesn't matter how great your personality is. I mean, if the guy doesn't find you attractive, they're not going to date.
If you're
right?
not like universally considered attractive.
Or if they're not attracted to you, then there's nothing that you can do to make up for that. Whereas a guy, if he's conventionally unattractive, he can make up for it with being funny, having money. Like those are things that they can make up for, and girls do still go for those guys. So it's just, I feel like it's just not fair. Like what else can women do other than be attractive, right?
No, we talked about this. Women's currency.
Yeah, is our looks.
Yeah.
So do you think it's wrong for a woman to want to date a man who can give her financial security? Because that's their currency to a woman who wants security. Men know they want to date a woman for her beautiful looks. Men go crazy for beautiful women. They don't go crazy for average woman or below average woman, right?
Yeah.
So then, but nobody judges a man for wanting a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
But women get judged.
Yeah, they
Really?
get judged
for
like
wanting an average man.
What are they called? Gold diggers.
Yeah, they get judged.
Yeah, they're like gold
So-
diggers if you're looking for a successful
Right.
man, and
But
that's not fair.
It's different currencies.
Okay, I
right?
guess I was thinking of looks. Like,
Yeah,
do women get
yeah.
judged? Because I'm trying to compare apples to apples, right? Not because you're saying like men, they don't get judged for dating a beautiful woman, but women get judged for dating a rich man. I was thinking like, do women get judged for dating a good-looking guy?
No,
Okay.
no, because
we're talking about currency.
So it was just said just now that
Valuable,
women's
right?
currency are our looks, our age, our ability to be fertile, our ability to be a wife and reproduce and give a man their kids, right? Continue the family tree. So women, that is our currency, is looks and all the above, right? What I'm saying is, for a woman, our currency that we're looking for is stability. If we're going to be housing and raising kids, we don't want to be doing that in the projects. And when my parents first came here, we lived in the projects, so I'm not trying to put down anybody because I was there, but what I'm saying is, as you work towards better things, as you're working hard for yourself, you don't want to downgrade or go backwards, right? So if a woman is seeking a man who has money or is hardworking and has financial stability, women are judged for that, whereas men are not judged for seeking beautiful women.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, I do think that the woman has to bring something to the table too, and not just her good looks, in order for it to kind of not seem like that's the only thing she's looking for. Like your associates, right? Where the only thing they're looking for is like an 11, a bombshell, right? Then you do question like the judgment of this person or the maturity or whatever, right? But I do think it's very natural and very important for women to choose partners who are going to be able to provide, because, evolutionarily, when you are pregnant, you go through this 9 months of transition, physically, emotionally, where you need someone to care for you and someone to care for your child after labor when you can't really do anything, so you need that man to be able to step up. And so having the money is a part of that, being able to take care of you when you can't. And take care of your offspring. So I do think it's important, but it's not fair to be judged for it.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, MB and Mal?
No, I agree. I do agree. I think there are a lot more criticism for a woman, again, to be judged because she wants someone who's financially stable.
Versus a guy who wants a hot chick.
Yeah.
So have you guys ever seen a hot chick with a not so attractive guy? And
Yeah, me.
let's
With a guy.
That is basically her track record.
I don't particularly, you guys know me, I don't particularly care for looks because I'm what they call a sapiosexual or whatever, where I'm attracted to intelligence, someone who I can have a conversation with and is talking about meaningful things in the world, and is a business owner or whatever, Sorry, but a lot of you guys are not that good looking, okay? Not like a 10. So, and I'm okay with that because I'm attracted to other qualities.
I mean, have you guys ever dated anybody that you thought was not in your league?
No,
I like above your league or below?
Both. Let's just say both.
I guess like when I date someone, I don't even think about that. I don't consider you above or below.
I think so. The reason I asked was because the last ex I dated, I kind of felt like he was out of my league in regards to looks. So
why?
Wow. What?
I don't know why.
That is
I know you guys know what he looks like. But,
is it just based off features?
Just based off of
Because-
looks. Yeah, because he just had better features than I did, and
I think that's crazy.
I
I've
think
never
it's
thought
just the
about that.
hype. He just hype himself.
I mean, it could just be the hype too, but I think he was the only one I dated that I kind of felt. Sometimes I felt like he was out of my league in regards to looks. Definitely not in anything else because I definitely dominate in every other area. But in regards to looks, I did feel like, yeah, he was.
But did that make you feel some type of way?
Yes, it did. It didn't really make me feel good. I always felt like I was always trying to keep up with him in regards to physical appearance. Like I was always, trying to dress better or like, I don't know, do my makeup better or like just something, like, and if I had the money back then, maybe I would have got plastic surgery too. Who knows, For a long time when I was dating him, I did feel like he was out of my league. But
That make you feel insecure?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was, it did make me feel really, really insecure.
In the relationship,
In the
yourself.
Yeah, in the relationship. Yeah. So it did really make me feel like, oh, I can't get anybody better,
Do you feel like that contributed to you tolerating bad treatment?
Yes. That is true. Because I thought he was out of my league physically. I did accept a lot of poor behavior from him, like the stuff that, he did. It's just, if he wasn't as attractive as I thought he was, but maybe I wouldn't have put, because my other two exes, I didn't put up with that stuff at all. But I also didn't think that they were out of my league.
You put him on a pedestal because you thought he was good looking.
Yeah, and I think that's what becomes the problem, right? When you date someone who you think is out of your league, you kind of put yourself down and you start to feel insecure, and then you start accepting things because you just think that you don't deserve something better.
But even though he was below your league and everything else, it was just the physical aspect.
Yeah. Even though I was doing so much better than him.
Yeah.
And it's not that he's so much more attractive than I am. He's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just I thought he was
at that time.
Yeah.
That's the interesting part, and the kind of a beautiful thing is the fact that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right?
Yeah.
So, like for example, you said you didn't feel like you were on his level.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's attractive at all. At all. I would never.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, not at all.
They actually know what he looks like, so.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's not to judge like your preferences or your taste.
Yeah.
But my point is it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
And so it is very subjective what you find attractive and not attractive, and the power that it has over you is it's crazy.
But your measurement of looks for you to feel that way probably was really high then. Like looks were more important than personality, than
High on your list.
than everything. So that's probably why it made you feel a certain way versus for someone else who doesn't care about the physical aspect of it. Like me, I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
I've been in the opposite where I dated someone who really who wasn't that good looking.
Yeah.
I thought he was good looking, but like my family was like, he is not handsome enough for you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, that's so rude. Like, what a rude thing to say to me about the person I'm dating,
Yeah.
But it does make you feel some kind of way. It makes you reassess, make you feel like, wow, maybe he's not good enough for me.
Yeah.
And I eventually broke off the relationship because they planted that in my head that he's not good enough for me based on looks.
But when you're in a relationship with someone, do you even compare though? Like I don't think I've ever been.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, but people point it out.
Yeah, people
What do you mean compare?
Like
compare you
have
how
you-
good
yeah,
looking
yeah,
they are
have you-
compared to me.
Yeah, like have you based off of your past, have you been like, oh, I looked better than them, or no, they look better than me, or we
No, no.
I naturally know, but I don't go, oh, I'm better looking than them. Or
You naturally
so
know.
much better looking than me that I'm insecure.
Yeah.
You know, you naturally know, you know. Or like maybe in your case, you've dated people that are the same level as you. So it's not anything that is like jarring to you that you would notice or other people would notice maybe in your case.
Yeah.
But what do you mean you naturally know?
You just know.
You just know.
I think you instinctively know if you're more attractive than the person you're dating.
So like, okay, so like, you know, my the guy that was dating previously, he got a dad bod. Sorry, dad bod guys, you know. So you know, so of course I'm more good, better looking than him. I'm fit AF compared to him, you know.
Yeah.
So I know I'm better looking physically, you know, than him. But he has other qualities that makes him really charming and kind of cute. Round and cute, you know.
Round and cute.
Yeah,
But you know.
But yeah, I think you just instinctively know.
Yeah.
Right. Whether you want to voice it or not, you do know.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not a deterrent.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You just know.
And people just don't vocalize it because they don't want to come off as like I'm, you know, self-centered, or I'm like, you know, just thinking about myself. But instinctively you do know. And people who say they don't know, you're lying.
There are people who know and act like they are, which is really rude and disrespectful to your partner.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But there's people that you just know, but it's not like you're going to say anything because you still find them charming.
Yeah, exactly.
You still find
and
them attractive.
I still don't
you know?
think I'm better than them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? I never compare, to answer your question, MB, like compare myself to whoever it is that I'm talking to or dating. But I have found sometimes when I've taken pictures with my exes, you know, sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, we look really good together. And then other exes, I'm thinking, oh, he's bringing me down. You know, like, I mean, not like that. That's the wrong way to say it. But it's like, oh, you know, it's
like you're so much cuter.
Not a man.
Well, if we crop him out, it'd be a better picture.
I mean, it's okay. So sometimes you might be standing with a man and you make him look better, you know, or you might be standing with a man and he makes you look amazing, or sometimes you both look amazing together.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even know how to break it down into like scientific reasons why.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is there are some people who match more.
Yeah.
Some people match more with certain people, different heights or looks or you know, facial, like, or the way they dress. Some people just match more. You don't have to always match, but I don't know.
We're not saying that, you know, regardless of who you date, whether they're above or below your league, that, you know, that's good or bad.
Be happy.
As
make
long
you
as
happy.
they're a
If
good
they
person,
treat you
that's
good.
all that
Yeah.
matters, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because, you know, I have dated someone who people have said that, you know, he's not physically not in the same league, you know, and I didn't care, you know, because I found him attractive and I thought he was a great person. So it didn't really matter. But then, you know, when people say it to you, it does play a toll on you.
Yeah. It makes you second guess your decision.
It's making you think like, oh, should I date somebody better looking?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
What? Oh, like, oh, okay. Well, but he's a good person.
Yeah. You know what's funny? You know, so then I end up breaking with this person, and many years later down the line, like, my mother told me that she regrets saying that because he was such a great guy, you know, and that they really loved his personality. They really loved him. And, you know, she was like, I regret ever saying that. Yeah.
Wish it would have worked out.
She wish it would have worked out. She wish we would have stayed together, got married, have a family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you have kids, don't be too controlling.
I think
Don't set your expectations.
It's kind of like the Indian movies and the movies, the dramas and the Korean dramas, and you see, and the parents don't approve of their child's partner.
I think the important thing is, like, for both men and women is that, yes, being attracted to your significant other is important.
Yeah.
But, you know, you shouldn't let other people talk down on the person that you're dating.
Yep.
Because you find them attractive enough to date them. So you shouldn't let other people talk down, nor make you think otherwise of your significant other. And it's all about who the person is. We should stop judging people just because of who the partner is, you know, and vice versa. Like if you see a hot guy with a unattractive girl, maybe there's great things about her.
That's just not as common though. Like
in that case,
I mean, I see it.
do you?
Yeah.
But I feel like in those situations, it's usually like the guy was like a nerd who had a glow up. And now
they don't realize that they're good. Like, we talked about this. They don't realize that they don't realize
around.
They're like self-conscious. They like whatever, but like, dude, you are good looking and you're so kind and you're so you don't realize how like.
But they don't know that because growing up, they were the nerd. They were the one that was getting picked on. Yeah. So they don't realize how attractive they are. Yeah. Those are the ones you want to date. Yeah. The ones that don't know how attractive they are, you know, because they're nice.
So I wanted to go around in a circle and ask, what do you think is on top of your list if you're going to say you care about the most, or at least one of the top of your list? Is it visual attraction, like looks? Is it security, financial security? Is it personality? What any other categories?
I can answer honestly. Number one is financial security. That is very important to me at this stage in my life. I'm not dating no bum. You know, like when I was in high school, yeah, sure. You know, like you're in high school, you don't know anything about dating, you know, you don't know. Even, you know, in your early 20s, you know, after college and you're starting to become an adult, you still have no standards. But at this stage, that's the number one thing, like financial security. They need to be established in their career. Number two, they have to be kind. I didn't really think about the kindness part for a long time. Mm-hmm. But now it's like definitely up there. Not that I didn't want them to be kind, but it's like some people, especially like successful men, they can be really aggressive and sometimes on the rude side. Mm-hmm. And it comes with their territory. But now that I've gone through a few of those, it's not acceptable. I want them to be successful and kind, and then everything else below that. But those are the top two, you know. Looks will be below.
Change.
Yeah. Okay. So financial security and kindness.
Yep.
Okay. How about you, MB?
Looks has never really mattered to me that much. For me, I think it's more personality and our chemistry. Mm-hmm. Like I have to have really good chemistry with you. I have to be able to have very good conversation. We're just really fun together. Everything has to align in terms of what we want and our values. Mm-hmm. That hands down is the most important, because then the look comes with that. After, like, you know, I'll find you attractive because of it. I've never really emphasized so much on looks because usually I don't know if I'm attracted to you until we start talking.
Yeah.
So that was never something I was concerned about. I mean, obviously, I know who I'm not attracted to, right?
Yeah.
Just physically. I feel like the men that pursue me, I never looked at them based off of their looks. It's always been personality. I think because I'm more quiet, I like a guy that's more outgoing. So his personality has to really shine from the get-go. And I like guys that take more initiative, because to me, it symbolizes that you're going to be able to provide and lead for our family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Those traits are really important to me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to challenge you guys, because you guys because I know you guys always like, oh, Ma's all about looks. And looks is important to me, because, you know, there's certain.
But it's in your own eye. You know? Like, it's not
I know.
Ours, yeah.
In my own eyes, looks is important to me. Mm-hmm. But I feel like when you guys are like, oh, looks isn't important to me. But that's not true. Because if this dude was 5'4" and round and he was financially stable, he still wouldn't make your list, right?
That's true. That's
true.
true.
So you guys...
But it is... I mean, looks is on my list. It's just not at the top.
Yeah. Not the top. Right.
It can't be like so extreme.
Exactly.
I know. But let's just say he's maybe 5'6", but he's financially stable.
Yeah.
He's kind. Mm-hmm. And he's maybe a little bit round.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be a deal breaker.
That would be a deal breaker for her.
It might be a deal breaker for me.
Well, she doesn't like the round part because of health.
Don't even go there. Don't even go. Don't start making excuses. No,
the
don't
round
even go there.
That's not that important, but it's the height for some reason. I have never dated a short guy. The guys that are attracted to me and that I am attracted to naturally have always been tall. So I've never dated a short guy before.
right.
So it would be different. It would be different.
Right.
I wouldn't say I would never date them, but it would definitely, they would have to be extraordinary in the other departments.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And if they are, then I would definitely overlook the height.
I mean, but the thing is, to be fair, you know, like we all have the right to choose what we want to choose for our preferences. And sometimes we don't even know why we like something.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe, maybe for her, that's been her pattern, but maybe it's subconscious.
Yeah.
Maybe when she was younger, she saw a couple at the movie theater and, you know.
You're making up stories.
And psychologically, you know, I mean, because there's a lot of things that happen to us when we're kids, and it shapes who we are today and our preferences. We don't know why sometimes until we go to, you know, therapy or hypnosis.
I just wanted to point that out before I give my answer, because the reason why I pointed that out is because my top two isn't looks. It's financial stability and personality are my top two. Because looks is important. Looks will probably be third, right? Looks will be third, because there has to be something physically attractive about you. Because there's been some guys who I don't think are face attractive, but they have a nice build, which is physically attractive.
But that's still under that same category.
Looks.
I know, but something physical about them still has to be attractive to me.
You
But same thing for you guys. You guys wouldn't date somebody that you didn't find some of their physical attractiveness.
Well, example, like the ex that I dated last year, my first date with him, I was like, oh yeah, we should just be friends, because I didn't find him physically attractive, the dad bod.
Yeah.
In any way.
Yes.
Right. But he kept pursuing me, you know, and so I started to get to know him, you know, and I started to find like other qualities that are charming, which then made him attractive. But if I'm just talking about
if he was shorter, you wouldn't.
I wouldn't know. Maybe, potentially. But
okay, we're not gonna bring up the other dude, but
no, because
hypothetical.
This guy was like what, 5'10" or 5'11"?
Yeah.
And round. Okay. And the other guy that you're talking about that I went on a date with, he has got two things against him. He's very skinny.
Yep.
And a little bit on the short side.
Right.
I don't know how short. Maybe 5'8". He felt short.
Yeah.
And tiny. He felt like he was half my size, you know? I need to be with a guy who is like masculine looking.
You're not going to break him.
Feeling, yeah, you know? So that was two things against him. It wasn't just the height. It was like he was like so skinny. And you know what? It wasn't like he was just skin and bones. Dude was muscle, but he was just a small guy, you know? Everybody's different.
Yeah.
But he was like all muscle, but like just really thin muscle.
Yeah. But I'm just saying there was still something physically about your last ex, because he had the height to kind of go with all the other things, right? That's still a physical feature that you had to be attracted to.
Of course, you have to have some kind of physical attraction. You can't be with somebody who you're completely not attracted to at all.
Right. And that's my point. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is on our list. It's just not at the top.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say for me on my list, I think it would have to be personality like MB, and I would have to really respect them. You know, and
how do you respect them?
I would respect them if they're a good person. They're a good person. They work hard. They care about their family. Okay. I feel like if I respect somebody, to me, they grow more attractive to me.
Yeah.
You know, and it's earned. Yeah. You're right. It's very subjective. It's earned and defined in many ways. But to me, that makes the man sexy. Because I'm like, whoa, this person's doing this and that and this and that. If you look at my history of dating men, I've never been someone who chose men based on looks. You know, I mean, but they grow.
I have the same history.
Yeah, they're not like the most handsome people. Looks is not high to me.
Yeah.
Ideally, if I'm on a dating app, I'm swiping. Yeah, it looks as high to me. But you know what? They're all jerks, and I'm just like, whoa, okay. Everyone is just a F-boy, and they're all jerks, and they have no personality, and they're just cheap and whatever. But it's like when I meet somebody and I get to know them, they grow more attractive. And so to me, that's important.
So what about, we've been talking more about looks. What about the other aspects of them, like, you know, financial stability? like dating a broke guy.
It's not just about that, right?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I've worked this hard to get where I'm at, to provide this life for myself. And if you are going to come into my life and bring me down financially, I don't understand how that makes our life collectively better. It doesn't, you know? So financial stability is important. And I'm also a generous person too. So I would expect that my partner is also generous as well. Because the one person I hate the most is somebody who's stingy.
Yeah.
I hate stingy people.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't want to be counting pennies. I don't want us splitting shit. That's just ridiculous.
Because I've been with financially successful and they're like that.
Yeah.
And
some
that's
financial,
also a no-go.
Yeah, some people who are well off, they can be super stingy. I want to say, if it's coming off as if she's saying it matters that a man makes a lot of money, I feel like what she's saying is basically she wants a man who's willing to work hard.
As hard as I am, as hard as she is.
Because she works hard. Like, Ma works hard to get to where she's at today. She works hard. You know, like when she was growing up, she was working 2 jobs sometimes to support whatever it is that she wanted to do when she was growing up. And so it's not about money. It's about discipline, hard work, dedication, you know.
Being on the same level.
Exactly. And I can understand why she's saying she's generous. So she would hope that her future man is generous too, because that's true. If you work hard and you earn well and you're generous, it's easy for people to take advantage of you sometimes.
Yeah. Obviously, I grew up thinking like, you know, I need a guy that does well for himself. And I didn't realize that those are the type of men that I was attracting to, because I didn't realize that's what I wanted. Subconsciously, I wanted that. But I think throughout my relationships, what I realized is it's not the money aspect of it that I was attracted to. It's the fact that I want a provider, because a guy, even if he makes a lot of money, it doesn't mean he's a provider. And when I talk about provider, I mean all around. Like he takes care of me emotionally, financially, he supports me, he is present and he's around. And I've made that mistake in the past where I just feel like, oh, he has money, so he can take care of me. Not that like he was paying my bills or anything. I was still taking care of myself, my own bills. But then I mistaken it. I mistaken it for security. When I feel like, you know, this is actually really lonely. Being here and like you make all this money, but I'm not taken care of in other ways. So now what I really want is it's not the finance. It's the fact that I feel like I need you to be a provider.
In all aspects.
In all aspects. So that's what's important to me. Not really a number. In terms of money.
That's why when people are like, oh, how much does a guy have to make, you know, for you to date them? I was like, I don't want to give you a number, because it's not about the number, right? It's about what you want to provide for me.
Everything collectively, all together.
I was like, so it's not, so that's why I hate those TikTok reel videos where people are like, oh, how much does the guy have to make to me? It's not about the number, okay? It's about his mentality, how he provides for me.
There might have to be a low number there.
Well, for him to even provide, he has to do okay, you know?
Exactly.
You can't be a generous person who makes $10,000 a year. You know?
You know, there's a lot of generous homeless people, okay?
But he can't provide. That's the key word, right? He has to be a provider.
I think it's just that for women who work as hard as they do to get where they're at, all they're asking is
career women here
is to meet us at where we're at or above. You know, it's not that we're calling you a broke ass person, but it's we want your ambition, we want your drive to be at the same level at us or above, and be willing to take care of us, because we will take care of you too.
Exactly.
You know,
we do naturally as women. Because the thing is, you know, when I look at myself and you know how career oriented I am, when I am in a relationship, I am very loving and dedicated and caring to my partner. That's what we do naturally, you know, as women.
Because, you know, because we had our masculine, feminine energy episode, and my brother then was like, you're so masculine. I was like, I am. But in relationships, I'm not. I'm not masculine. Except for these last 3. So we won't we won't count that.
But if you put her next to a really masculine man, she becomes like this.
This
princess.
He sets the foundation on how we treat them.
It's true.
Right?
That's the tone.
It's true. Your man or your woman, if you're a man or a woman or whatever, your partner can make you lazy, crazy, ambitious, driven, you know, like content, bored, anywhere. They can drive you anywhere.
Yeah.
So what is it, that quote that I've seen? You know, the partner you choose greatly influences the life you're going to have, you know? So
and your happiness.
we're going to wrap it up, everyone. But I do want to say, just to kind of tie everything in together, you know, and just to review, you know, I think as far as dating within your league, dating up, dating down, if your expectations visually is too over the top, or if you are with someone and your family thinks that you can do better because they don't match you. At the end of the day, it's about the other factors that are the equalizers that makes a difference. You know, do they make you feel protected? Do they provide for you? Do they take care of you emotionally? Do they give you security, right? Yep. So those are the things that you have to think about. And I think it's dangerous when people don't know how they feel, so they're easily influenced and they let the love of their life walk away.
Yeah.
That's sad. That is sad. You have to know yourself first and foremost. If you want to aim high, aim high. But if you're just aiming high for looks, maybe you should take a second thought on that. You got to know what's important to you. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell button so that you can get notifications for all new episodes, and share the episodes with your friends and family. Thank you for joining us, and have a great night.
Bye,
guys.